Well, I'm back. Let's see. Hopefully it's working. Can you hear me now? Am I coming in clear? Dr. Lecter. Funny. Uh, is this better or worse? Thank you. Like I said, guys, I'm having connection issues tonight. I've been having them all day. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's been driving me crazy. I was having trouble actually logging into YouTube earlier today. So, what I'm going to do tonight, I have not got anything planned. So, I am just going to throw the link out there. And anybody that wants to show up and join in may do so. So there's that done. So hopefully things will. Hey, what's going on, Rich? I see ghosts out there. Hopefully this thing straightens itself out and we can do a regular show. Um, we shall see. Rich, I sent a link out there if you want to jump in. You call me after the show. I got to ask you something. Not a problem, Ghost. Ghost, if you want to jump in, there's a link there for you, Bubba. Love to have you on. It's been a while. But so what's new with you guys? I spent the day looking at the stars in my bedroom. I've got this I'm not sure what you call it. It's a star projector of some sort that I found on Amazon. And I plugged it up just to see what it was and what it did and this, that, and the other. And well, I don't know how well you could see it with the lights on, but it is pretty cool. So I've been tinkering with that thing all day. I kind of like it. I think it's cool. So, and Rich said he will be right back. So, anyway, turn the lights off for a second. I gotta go come across the room for that. Ghost, the things I do for you, brother. The things I do for you. Hold on a minute. Hell, I should just run the show like this. It makes my face look better. Let's see if I can figure this thing out real quick here. But that's pretty much what it is. I think it is pretty cool. So yeah. Well, man, this thing does all kinds of different things. I haven't figured it out completely yet. I mean, it has different patterns, turns different colors. There's a red, green, blue. So yeah, I think it's cool. So, and hey, it's got a Bluetooth speaker on it as well. So I'm not going to complain. But yeah, I could probably do the show with this thing on. Um, I like it. It turns itself off after about 4 hours. I wish it'd stay on longer, but hey, whatever. I'm happy. So, what's going on with you guys? Talk to me, folks. What would you guys like to discuss discuss tonight? I am open to suggestions. Like I said, I'm here alone. Ain't got nothing planned. Thank you, Teresa. Um, so yes, very nice stars. I'm like I said, I'm still trying to figure this thing out myself. So, uh, anyway, like I said, folks, the link has been posted out there. Anybody wants to jump in is more than welcome. So, what's going on with me? I don't know. I think I've told a couple of you in the last couple weeks. I haven't really made it known, but about 3.5 weeks ago, I messed my back up pretty good. I got out of bed one morning, took a step, and just about fell flat on my face. So the back is apparently shot. Went to the doctor. I've got a herniated disc in my lower back. I've got pain running down both legs, more so the right now than the left. I cough, I sneeze. It sends pains plumb down to my toes. Occasionally, my right foot will go numb. I went to the doctor, and they informed me that it was pretty bad. It's a bad herniation, if that's even a word, and they're going to try therapy first, and if that doesn't work, then they're going to decide on whether or not they should proceed with surgery. Um, I have been going to the therapy sessions. They've given me certain exercises to do at the house, and I'm telling you, folks, they suck. It sucks. Uh, I don't think I've had back pains and back issues before. Nothing like this. When I walk, it feels like somebody is taking a knife and just shoving it in my spine and twisting on the nerve. And it's almost constant. Um, I can't stand straight up. I try that, and it about brings me to my knees. So I'm always hunched over. Uh, it's just one of those things that I'm just going to have to fight through and deal with. Uh, Hopefully, there won't be a surgery. Hopefully, physical therapy is going to be able to get that worked out and taken care of. If not, I might be doing a couple more of these shows every week because I'll probably be laid up for a while. But we will see. We're just going to take it one day at a time and try to do the exercises they gave me to do and see what happens there. But yeah, it's sucking right now. The first day of therapy, this doctor, and she was great. I ain't gonna complain about her. I know she's just doing her job, but she picked up my right leg, and as she picked it up, she pulled it back, and when she did, wow, it brought tears to my eyes, and I ain't ashamed to say it. I had tears coming up. That hurt. That was bad. So, Rich White, I knew you were out there, Ellis, but damn, what can I say, Rich? I'm in the groove mood, man. I got some stars going. Got a moon above me here. It's full. I've got some weird orange stuff. Looks like it's some kind of alien shrimp trying to eat the moon. I don't know. I like it. I like it. But anyway, guys, that's what's going on with me. That's part of the reason I wasn't here last week. I was just hurting so bad that I didn't want to get on here and even try. So it's hurting now. And I'm just suffering through it as best I can, still going to work. Thank God I've got a great boss who understands the plight, and he takes care of me. The other guys at work are great guys. So mushrooms on my pizza tonight. No mushrooms. No mushrooms. In fact, there was no pizza tonight. At least not yet. But tonight is young. We shall see. Kingpin, we were looking for you Saturday night. I don't know what happened to you, Bubba. You were normally here. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and post the link to the show up one more time. So anybody that wants to join in can. There that is. So feel free to jump in, guys. Anybody that wants to do some talking. We got MKJO. Don't know who that is, but I got a blue heart from them. We appreciate you. Kingpin, Bubba, I understand. It's been a little crazy for everybody lately. I mean, we've got some crazy stuff going on in the world right now. And, I don't get political, but when I look at the situation that's going on in Washington, and, a bunch of idiots thinking it was a good idea to run into the White House. It's just, the world is going to hell in a handbasket, and I'm just going to get some popcorn and watch at this point. It should be a very interesting show. But let's see what else is going on. Just before the show tonight, I've been watching this show that I found on Amazon Prime called The Expanse, and I am really starting to like this show. The more I watch it, the more I like it. And I've started from the first season, and I'm about halfway through the second now, and it's a good show. Recommend it.
What are we talking about?
A show called The Expanse. You there?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, there. I couldn't hear you at first. I barely hear you. I had to reset my headset. What's going on with you, Rich?
Yeah, not much.
Uh, so how do you like my lighting tonight?
It's interesting. You need like an enterprise or something there.
Yeah. That would be cool. I mean, I got the moon and the stars, and there's the orange shrimp that's trying to eat the moon. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Looks like
Maybe
some kind of nebula or something.
yeah,
The way that you got the
it's
little spots around it, looks like they're coming off of it.
it's something. I'm not sure what, but it is something. But yeah, I think it's cool. I've seen that on Amazon, and I was like, you know what? I need a new Bluetooth speaker anyway, and this thing is a Bluetooth speaker, and that's the main reason I bought it. But this I like. This is some cool stuff, man.
Yeah. The first place my wife and I lived at when we first got together, our bedroom had these little stickers on the ceiling. I guess it was the landlord's kid's bedroom at one time, but they were stars and moon shaped and planet shaped. And when you turned the lights out, they would glow in the dark, and those darn things would glow all night long.
That is cool. G Webs, how are you, sir? Gun loving grandpa is out there. Uh G, how's things going with you, my friend? I ain't talked to you in a while either. I got a link out there if you'd like to jump in. Um anything new in your life since Saturday night?
Not really. I saw a
Mm.
story earlier today that Drew McIntyre's come down with the COVID.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. Huh.
and I was just before I came over here, just got done watching a video where Parler is suing Amazon,
For what?
shutting down their web service, their servers, because Parler was using Amazon's server farm, and Amazon threw them off with less than a day's notice, essentially. And one of the reasons Parler is suing is that is in violation of their contract with Amazon. That if Amazon, the contract, according to the lawsuit, read that if Amazon wanted to throw them off for any reason whatsoever, they had to give them 30 days notice. They didn't do that. That is a clear case of breach of contract.
Well, I think Amazon could probably afford to pay a fine.
Well,
I,
they're going
I
to have
think
to, depending on how this turns out, with a breach of contract, they're going to have to pay Parler back every penny that Parler has paid them so far, which could be a large sum of money. Because we're talking corporate level. This isn't like you getting a server for your voice comms on a video game, if you know what I mean. This is a
yeah,
major, corporate contract and a major corporate server uh, access point that has been denied through the breach of contract. And get this, the lawsuit also, this just came out because of the lawsuit. Last month, guess who Amazon signed a major contract to host their service?
who's that?
Twitter. Who's Parler's
Er,
main competitor?
oh shit.
Uh-huh. Can you say conflict of interest?
Oh yeah. So basically, we are looking at the beginnings of the social media wars, version 2.0. You
Mm-hmm.
remember when it was Facebook and MySpace
Yeah.
all those years ago? Well, now it's going to be Parler and Twitter apparently.
Yeah. And what
Yay.
makes this even worse is that before he pulled it down off of Twitter, but everybody knows once something's out there on the internet, it's out there on the internet. Jack Dorsey, who owns Twitter, put out a tweet mocking Parler for having their service taken down off of Google and Amazon. I mean, not Google and Amazon, Google and Apple, their app stores.
Oh well.
So yeah, this is gonna be this lawsuit's gonna be interesting to see where this goes.
They'll probably end up settling out of court for an undisclosed amount of money.
Well, there's more to it because you also end up in antitrust territory because of the fact that when Amazon was already contractually obligated to Parler, and they signed a contract with their biggest competitor, and all of a sudden suspended their service in addition to Twitter and Google, and Apple, Google, Apple, and all that. You're in major not just breach of contract, but antitrust lawsuit at the same time. This is going to be big.
Yeah. You know whose take I'd love to get on this? It's Clover's, because he's into all of this. Clover is big time into this stuff, so I'd love to get his take on it. Figure out where he's sitting.
Yeah, well, this is all stuff that I studied when I was in school.
Well, I'm a lot older than you. We didn't have this stuff when we was in school.
No, I'm talking college, man.
No,
my degree is a criminal justice. Criminal justice is a pre-law degree. I could go to law school right now if I wanted to.
Clover ain't two-way no more, G Webb says.
Yeah. With the degree I have, there's two ways I could go if I wanted to go to graduate school. I could continue on getting my master's in the criminal justice field, or I could actually head into law school. So I've taken constitutional law classes, criminal law classes. We even had one on civil law, which was where this is gonna be a civil law case.
We'll see there.
But if the judge wants to do so, the judge who eventually hears this case, if it goes to trial, the judge can remand them over to criminal on a RICO charge. If you don't know what RICO is, those are the laws that go after organized crime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there actually could be criminal charges that could come out of this. It's not likely, but it is there. The potential for it to happen is actually there.
That is interesting. And no, I had never heard of RICO law before.
Yeah, RICO is the ones that go after organized crime. It's I'm trying to remember. My brain is like I'm having a major brain fart. But yeah, that's what it is. It's the anti-organized crime statutes, and anything that's a major conspiracy can be charged under RICO.
Oh, okay. So, well, it sounds to me with the information that you've just put out that Tyler definitely has a case.
I would say they have a case, yeah.
And in fact, if they really wanted to push it, Twitter could jump in on that too, because agreeing to give that space to Twitter when they're already having space for Parler and they're competing against each other. Theoretically, I think Twitter could possibly get in on that action too and say, "Hey, you did Twitter, us dirty. You did them dirty too." So
no, there's one problem. Twitter could be part of the conspiracy at this point.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Now, here's an interesting little twist that we talked about briefly on my show last night too. It was one of the last things we talked about. Joe Biden has 14 people that have worked for Amazon, Twitter, Google, Apple, and Amazon. I'm trying to remember who did I say, but it was Google, Apple, Twitter, Amazon, and Facebook that are either working on his transition team right now or are going to work for him in his administration, and possibly both.
Wonderful. Yeah, that does not raise my spirits too high when I think this guy's about to become president.
Mm-hmm.
No, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I try to avoid the whole political things on this show, on all of my shows, anything that I do.
But when
Man,
you got these kinds of bombshells, it's hard not to talk about it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean,
good Lord.
especially when you got Twitter just suspend and Facebook both suspending Trump from their services. They've
Mm.
suspended other conservatives who are out there talking about what's been going on. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolute craziness right now.
It's not a surprise. That does not surprise me at all, because you have to understand something about the mindset right in Washington. It's a very simple thing. They want the First Amendment just as long as it suits their narrative to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, well, you
they
can
want to
tell.
be able to say whatever they want to say when they want to say it, and as long as it fits what they want.
Yeah,
As soon
and
as somebody on the other side starts saying something that they don't like, well, let's just shut them down right there.
yeah, yeah, that's where all this ties together. Because where did Trump and all these people that were banned on Twitter and Facebook go? They went over to Parler. What just got shut down?
Yep. Well, I don't know that. See now, if you could tie all, if I'm saying, folks, I'm not saying you can. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm saying if all of this can be tied together, it would probably be one hell of a
Yeah, if they get
lawsuit.
if Parler has good enough attorneys, this could do serious damage to the big five tech companies if they
Yeah,
can prove all of this in court.
yeah, well, I don't know. I don't care. Hell, I'm surprised YouTube lets me get away with what I get away with on here.
Mm-hmm.
And and I don't talk about anything too political to begin with. You
Yeah.
know, um, you know,
Yeah, I just found all this interesting because this is like in my wheelhouse and stuff, and it's like, ooh, this could be damaging.
yeah, yeah. I wish social media platforms would let people just put on what they want to put on. You know what I mean? As long as it's not incited, as long as they're not calling for death threats or hurting people or stuff like that. But it's getting ridiculous. Just because you don't agree with somebody politically or philosophically, or one person wants their hair blue and the other guy says no, it should be red. Big deal. Come on, man. People are people. People have different ideas, different thinkings. They see things in different lights. Let them be. You know. I mean, if somebody gets on Twitter and calls you an idiot, does it really hurt you?
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with this whole thing where, they said something bad on about this person on the internet and they went and killed themselves. We got to arrest them for cyberbullying. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
You know what you do if somebody's picking you on the internet? You turn off your computer and walk away.
Yep.
You don't
Pretty
pay
much.
attention to them on your phone. You ban them. My God, the problem's gone.
And see, that's the thing, G Webs. That's the great thing about Night Strike. he has put a lot of work into GunTube, and from what I see, it's really starting to take off a little bit now. So, hell, a year from now, that might be the only platform we have to do, talk about the Second Amendment issues is GunTube. So it's if if things go politically the way some people say that they might, the social media platforms are going to follow suit, and they're going to say, well, since this, and this has happened, now we don't have to allow this content at all. So we shall see. But what do I know? I'm just a hillbilly from West Virginia. Yeah. So in other news, I after we got off the air Saturday night, did some old match watching. Some Memphis stuff. Do you remember when Jerry Lawler supposedly broke Jimmy Hart's leg?
Not really. We didn't get much of the stuff directly out of Memphis. We would get like Mid South and Georgia Championship, but we didn't get much of the Memphis stuff.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because when in WWE, I always thought, or WWF, Jimmy Hart was just the most annoying guy in the world. And I think the reason was that it was mainly because he had that megaphone. But in Memphis, he was actually pretty good as a manager. I got to watch him, and he was not bad. And he would actually get in the ring and take some bumps as well.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty impressive. Some of the bumps he was taking.
Yeah, here's an interesting little fact about Jimmy Hart that a lot of people don't know. He was part of a one-hit wonder band back in the early '60s.
No, really?
Yeah.
What band was that? Pray tell.
God, I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, he actually was a member of one of those one-hit wonder bands from the '60s that was putting out like the different music and stuff. Let me see if I can find it. I'll tell you in a second. But yeah, he.
I never knew that he was actually into music.
Yeah, he was in the Gentrys.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
What was the song?
Their Billboard Hot 100 hit was "Keep on Dancing."
Keep on dancing. Huh. Well, I did not know that. That was news to me.
Yeah, he probably had one when they put out the wrestling album. Remember that when WWE did the wrestling album? He probably had one of the only two really good songs on there.
Well, let's see. They had Rick Derringer's "Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo." I remember that one because I actually had that album, by the way. And the Demolition song. They had that Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah, he did. Jimmy Hart did "Eat Your Heart Out," Rick Springfield.
Huh.
Yeah, making fun of Jesse's girl, basically.
Yeah, well.
And he wasn't bad. I mean, if you listen to that. So. But yeah, he was in a one-hit wonder band.
Yeah, I wonder how many other wrestlers.
He was the singer. He was the singer for that band.
That's impressive. That is impressive. I wonder how many other professional wrestlers come out of other forms of entertainment. And I'm not talking about sports. I'm talking about, actors or something like that. And I'm talking legitimate professional wrestlers. There have been guys in wrestling that I do not consider legitimate wrestlers. Um, particularly during the last couple of years of WCW. That was bad. That was very bad. But Andy Kaufman, I would actually consider him a wrestler because he was actually like a wrestling on TV. So of course
Yeah,
it was against women.
yeah. There was that. You know, he
It
he
was
was
against women.
he was damn it, what's his name? Oh hell, I can't think of his damn name now. Joey something. What the fuck was his last name? Oops, sorry. Yeah. Um, oh man, it's starting to drive me nuts because I can't think of the guy's name now.
Yeah, well, you're not the brightest, so we can understand that.
Oh, it's Joey Ryan. He was Joey Ryan before Joey Ryan was Joey Ryan. Because that was Joey Ryan shtick. He would do mixed tag team matches and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I hate that guy. I
Yeah, I
do
know.
not like.
We've talked about him before.
I do not like Joey Ryan. You know what? And people have come at me more than once. Okay, how can you say you like Orange Cassidy and you say you hate Joey Ryan? Orange Cassidy don't come on and pretend to have a. How do you say this politely? Um,
A strong muscle.
yeah, a very strong muscle. Yes, and almost superpower like, as a matter of fact.
Well, here's the thing with Joey Ryan. He doesn't always do that. It depends on where he's wrestling. Like when he was in Lucha Underground, he never did that. When he was in TNA/Impact, he didn't do that. When he does stuff for Ring of Honor, he doesn't do that. That's mostly in his little bar wrestling promotion, which is just to go out, get drunk, have a good time at the, and watch wrestling with the same while you're doing it. Watch
Yeah.
independent wrestling and stuff while
Didn't
you're. But it's in that setting, it's just it's goofy to begin with, right? Because you got a bunch of drunk people watching and stuff. It's taking place in a bar.
yeah. Didn't he try that with Scott Steiner once?
I don't. He may have. That may have been where it actually started.
Yeah, if I ain't mistaken, he tried that with Scott Steiner. Now, this day and age, I could almost see Scotty going okay to that because of the situations. Could you imagine 20 years ago him walking up to Scott Steiner and say, "Look, I want to do this spot."
You know what? With the Steiner brothers and their sense of humor, he may have gone for it. To be perfectly honest with you,
Yeah. Okay, well, let's change the scenario. How about Road Warrior Hawk?
it depends on if he caught him sober or not. Let's be honest. We've all heard the stories about Hawk.
Yeah, well, yeah. But we also know Hawk was a very serious individual. He had a sense of humor, but he was also very serious when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
There was guys out there that really wanted to and tried to protect the business, and for the most part, I think the Road Warriors were.
Yeah.
Um,
Real quick, Mick Joe, or I can't remember how he said to pronounce it. He asked if Chris Jericho had a band. He still does.
no. He does not have a band called Fozzy Osbourne.
No, it's
He
just
never did.
It's just Fozzy.
It, in the beginning, it was Fozzy Osbourne.
Well, yeah, they were a cover band for Ozzy. That's why.
Yep. And then they dropped the Osbourne part and just went with Fozzy.
Yeah, and they're actually gotten pretty successful.
Yeah. In fact, he's been on the Billboard charts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
So
does. if you watch AEW, that he does his own song, and he's a heel, but when he comes out and the fans start singing his theme song, you ever notice his face? he just
Yeah.
he's enjoying that, you know. You can see it in his face. He's
Well,
definitely
he's
enjoying when the fans come out singing his song.
he is not the first wrestler to write his own or perform his own theme song.
No,
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the first one to do that was Ricky Morton.
I don't know if I
I'm
don't remember who did, but I know
I'm pretty.
Hockey Talk Man did, which was written by Jimmy Hart, as
Yep,
Alaska 556 points out.
yep.
Shawn Michaels
But
did in the 90s.
yeah, but you got to remember, Rock and Roll Express was
Yeah,
the early part of the mid '80s, so
yeah,
like
I know
'84.
that. Oh, don't forget the Freebirds.
Well, Michael Hayes, yes, did sing "Bad Street USA,"
Yeah,
but I still think that Ricky Morton was first with maybe first. I could be wrong. It could have been Michael Hayes.
yeah, that would have been around the same time. It'd be hard to.
Yeah,
We would have
yeah,
to look it up and see exactly which one came first with it.
yeah. I'm not real sure. Honestly, I'm not. How did we get back on the wrestling chat on a Monday night?
Um, there's nobody else in here, and we just gravitate towards it.
Yeah, I guess. Guys, you know what? Like I said in the description, we're just going to have fun tonight. Uh, Honestly, for anybody that didn't catch the first 6, 7 minutes of this broadcast, I was having technical issues in the beginning, and then I went into my recent medical issues. So that's going to be interesting. And Rich came in, and we've been talking wrestling pretty much since.
Yeah, no,
So
we talked a little bit about what's going on with Parlor and their lawsuit.
yeah, a little. Might even touched on a little bit of politics here and there, but we try to avoid that. Um, I am torn, and maybe some of you guys out there can help me out. I'm a bit torn right now. There's a couple of guns that I want. Getting back on 2A topic here. Um, One of them is a Tika T3 in a 30-06. I have been wanting one of them for a while, but there is another gun out there, one that I have been drooling over for about a year and a half, 2 years now. And no, it is not a P90. I still want one of those, but I've put it on a back burner for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're hard to find, and secondly, they're expensive. And I've got an AKV that feels pretty much the same role as the uh, P90 would, so, or the Chris Vector would. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say in the beginning. Is Chris Vector, but I want a Galil, the Ace, in 7.62 by 3.9, and I
Now,
am
do you want the
torn up.
full size or the
Uh,
pistol?
oh, I want the full size. Why would I want the pistol? I don't need the pistol. I want a full size.
Well, you get the pistol to go with your AKV. See?
Yeah, well, the AKV works perfectly fine, just the way it is, man. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty. That AKV has pretty much replaced my Mossberg as my bedside gun. I've got the Mossberg in the safe. I haven't taken it out since I've pretty much had this thing. So that's how comfortable I am with this particular gun. Um, It's accurate. It's reliable. So far, I have not had one single issue with it. So, grant you, I haven't put 10,000 rounds through it yet, but you know, because honestly, I can't afford to shoot it at the moment. But uh, but that's the gun I keep next to the bed now. That's it's lighter than the shotgun. I've got a Romeo 5 on it, so. And if you can come up with a better choice for a bedside gun, let me know. But I don't think I'm going too wrong with what I got.
Okay. Between the two rifles you just said, why not split the difference and get the Ace in 308?
Well, here's the thing. I am not, and I'm going to pick up some hate for saying this. I am not a huge 308 fan. I never have been. It's a capable round. It can kill anything on North America. That's not even close to being the question. For some reason, and I don't have a good, legitimate reason for it. I'm just not a fan of 308. I do like a 30-06. I always have. Maybe it's just because my grandpa had a 30-06, or my uncles had 30-06s.
Two world wars, man.
Hey,
that applies to 30-06 just as much as 45 ACP.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Two world wars, man. Yeah. Well, yeah. Can't argue with those statistics, can you?
And the best part is, it won those two world wars. Both those cartridges won two world wars, and the other side had the cartridges that lost both those world wars. Yeah. 9mm and 8mm Mauser.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I like an 8mm. I think an 8mm is a fantastic round. But for me personally, we have a Tika at work in 7mm, and I would definitely take a 7mm mag. But what I'm wanting.
Don't be like Rick Rude and make sure you get the right 7mm ammunition for it.
Well, yeah, of course.
You've heard that story, right? What Stone Cold told it about when he took Rick Rude hunting, and he shows up with a 7mm rifle and had like 7mm Magnum ammo or something, and he was wondering why the ammo wouldn't fit.
Yeah, he had a 7mm 08, which is another fantastic round, by the way. 7mm. Now, see, I do like the 7mm 08. I like the 7mm 08 better than I do a 308. Why? Don't ask me. I just do. It's one of those illogical things that gun guys do. Everybody has their likes and dislikes. I can't explain it. There's no logical reason for it. It's 2021 and I still prefer a 45 ACP over a 9mm. Sue me. It's just a personal thing. And the shitty part about that is, at the moment, I do not own a gun that's chambered in 45 ACP, which is a problem I need to resolve.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
So, all my guns are 9mm, except the 357.
Technically, the 357 is in the is a 9mm.
Well, yeah, if you want to get technical about it, yes. Just a lot more power. That GP100 do a little bit more damage, I think, to some tissue than a 9mm will.
Yeah.
But yeah. And by the way, I love my GP 100. I carry it. It's a 4 inch, I think it's like 4 1/4 inch barrel, something like that.
Yeah, one of these days, I'm going to get a holster for my Smith and Wesson 627.
I think you should.
You can't go wrong with
Uh,
8 rounds of 357 Magnum.
well, see, that's when I bought this. I bought the GP 100 as soon as they put one out with a 7-shot cylinder, and as soon as I found one, I bought it because I had
You've
been
se-
saving the money up to get that gun because that's the
yeah,
one I wanted.
you've seen my 627, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, we had one of the Colt Pythons at work, one of the new ones, and I'm going to tell you, they're nice. They are nice. Um, are they $2,000 nice?
Nope.
Um,
I've never been the biggest fan of the snake guns. They've always been overrated for overpriced for what they are. But you can get a Smith and Wesson cheaper and have just as good
what?
a gun.
Yeah, I tell you what's driving me nuts is a while back I had the chance to get my hands on two different guns. A guy I know had a Coonan and a 357 Magnum, and he let me shoot it. Oh my God. I fell in love with that gun. Um, it was as smooth as butter. He loaded up 7 rounds, said, have fun. And it didn't recoil nearly what like I figured it would. That the fact that it's got that slide instead of being a revolver, it just eats up a whole lot of that recoil, and most of it comes straight back on you
I'll tell
instead
you
of
what,
pulling it up.
that 627, that thing doesn't, the 4-inch barrel, that thing doesn't have much recoil on it. Shooting a 357 out of that thing feels like you're shooting 38.
Now, the other one is a Chiappa Rhino. I have had the opportunity to hold them, to get one in my hand, and I'm going to tell you, man, if you've not held one, it looks like the funkiest thing on earth. But when you get it in your hand, it feels like you're holding a semi-automatic handgun instead of a revolver, and it's just very well balanced. And I want one. I really want one of those. But at the moment, I'm sort of hung up between those two rifles. I'm going to flip a coin. I'm going to flip a coin and get one, and then I'm going to get the other one later. So,
Have you got the handle one of the Smith and Wesson Model 19 Classic carries
yes.
with the compensated barrel? Those things feel good in your hand too.
Yep. Yep. I know where, well, I'm not going to say I know where there's one at because it is no longer there. It got gone. Ellis needs a Glock, Gary says. Gary, that day will happen. I promise you, one day I will own a Glock. I will also promise you this, that Glock will go in my safe and it will never be shot.
I have Glock patches and stickers. Does that count?
I have a Glock that Ghost sent me. I've got it put up somewhere and I cannot find it. I don't know. I can't remember where I put it.
Yeah, sound like
But
Snob. Only
yeah.
difference is Snob doesn't lose keychains. He loses the real thing.
Well, see, no, I know where the real ones are. But I have proof that I own it. I've got a video about it. I think I actually might have put it in the safe, and
Yeah.
it's just buried in there somewhere.
Where Were you over on Clover's channel when he was had the lawn chair pop premiere this month
No,
earlier tonight?
no.
He left one of his, I don't remember which block he said it was, but he left one on the table at his outdoor range, and it got buried under 6 inches of snow.
Jesus.
In
Well,
Texas,
that will be a test for the finish right there.
he said it's still functioning and everything fine.
Huh? Oh, I don't doubt that, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you could probably throw a Glock in salt water for a week, pull it out and shoot, and it wouldn't hurt nothing. But
yeah. But he said he came out and it was buried in 6 inches of snow.
oh Lord, he can keep that 6 inches of snow. Jesus, that's the thought of that just gives me nightmares.
Yeah, and that's in what South Central Texas, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I know, which is weird. Which is weird. Apparently, we've gotten snow like that here in South Carolina. Not since I've been here, but apparently we've gotten it. And I'm just, whatever.
Yeah,
If
we
it
still
happens,
got a
it
pile of
happens.
snow. We still got a pile of snow outside that hasn't melted all the way since before Christmas.
Wow. Um,
Man, that pile of snow's been through rain and it's still there. That's that to give you
I,
an idea how big a pile of snow it was.
I haven't seen a real snow probably since I left New York. So that's been what, 6, 7 years ago. So that's about how long it's been since I have actually seen a real snow.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks before Christmas, something like that. We had 2 feet of snow.
Well, you have to keep in mind, Midnight, when you're as short as Clover is, 6 inches of snow comes up to your chin. So that's the bad part about being a leprechaun. You're short. So it would come up to your calf and his chin.
Yeah,
Go figure.
Ghost ain't
So
no better. Ghost is a gnome. Clover's a
eh,
leprechaun and Ghost is a gnome.
well, I don't know who started calling Ghost a gnome, but I do know who started calling Clover a leprechaun.
No, I did. I started calling Ghost a gnome.
Oh well.
I got
We were
one of those tactical gnome patches from Hank Strange. Well, giveaway on Hank Strange's channel from oh, what the hell is it? God damn it, Walter's company. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's a gnome with a little short barreled shotgun. I was messing around with them, and so I'm going to call this Ghost Tactical. So
see
Ghost is the
that should.
tactical gnome.
I was watching Clover's show the other night when he did the celebration for his 5,000 subs, and I was like, that should have been one of the quiz questions he asked. Who came up with my title, the Tactical Leprechaun?
He did.
That was one of them.
Yeah, he did. You weren't there to answer.
Yeah. I just should have. Yeah, I wouldn't have answered that one anyway because that just would not have been fair.
Yeah. Yeah, Midnight
I'm
threw
that.
the Midnight threw the name of the company out. Safety Harbor Firearms. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that would just. I wouldn't have answered it anyway because that wouldn't have been fair. I'd have, even if I
Yeah,
did, I'd have gave it to
Midnight.
somebody
Yeah,
else.
Midnight said he answered.
Yeah. Well,
Then
good.
Gary on the final question gets the gun.
There was a gun. What kind of
Yeah,
gun?
it was a Heritage Rough Rider.
Very good, Gary. I'm proud of you, Bubba.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't
the
know there was a.
very last question.
Did not know there was a gun involved. So
Yeah,
I didn't stick around for the whole show. I caught probably around 45 minutes of it, maybe. So Yeah, I was hurting. That's the biggest issue I have right now is if I sit in one position too long, my back starts killing me. So I have to get up and walk around or just lay down. So it's this whole herniated disc thing is a pain in the ass, not only a pain in the back. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, thank God I've got a great boss at work and great people I work with. Um, they they do as much as they can to take the load off of me, but as busy as we've been lately, that's not the easiest thing to do. So, and I'm hard headed, and I like to try to pull my weight. And more than once, I've had them all jump onto me about something I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing. So I was like, "You're going to mess yourself up. Stop that."
Yeah. And by
Damn
the
it.
way, Clover said if you'd have been out there and you'd have answered it, he would have allowed it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah, I get that. But he actually said on we talked about it. Well, the person's obviously not out there. We both know
No.
who it was.
Oh well, everybody should have known. Uh, but who did you said Midnight answered it? Did he actually win the prize for answering it?
I don't think he did. I don't think he won the prize.
Well,
Correct
that
me if I'm
sucks.
wrong, Midnight. Did you win the prize or no? I can't remember if you got a match or not. We gave away
Well, that
so we gave us so much shit that night between Clover and me watching it, and yeah, he did. He won the patches. Okay,
good job, Midnight. Congratulations, man.
yeah,
It
there
it
was
couldn't have happened to a better fry cook.
so much stuff that was given away. Hell, Liston Pro, he went and very first question, boom, he got a win. Didn't know where anything was yet on the board, and he just pulled up two oxen. Sure enough, got a match.
Well, I got one right while I was in there, and I was only half listening to what he was saying. He just asked the question. I was like, wait a minute, I know that. Typed it in. I think it was about a 22 that he liked, or yeah, a youth 22.
Hmm.
Um, and I'd heard him talking about one before as a rascal,
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah. And they're great little guns, by the way. Solid little gun for 22. Um, if I had a kid and I wanted him to start shooting on a 22, well, that'd probably be my choice as well. It would be a rascal. Made by Savage. It's a good reputable company, and single shot bolt action, just a fun little gun to shoot. Speaking of which, I still got a scope to put on a gun sometime or another tonight. So after this show, I gotta make a phone call, and then I might do that before I go to bed.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, did you see when Calaveras basically gave away the most expensive prize on the board?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it was a pair of the Hunter Gold HD shooting glasses,
Mm-hmm.
$350, something like that. And Honcho Fett gets the right answer. Calaveras tells him where the two
Yes,
blocks were, and then the very
yes,
next question, Calaveras got it right.
yes. I did see that because they answered about the same time, and Clover said, "Well, why don't we just let them both have a shot?" I did see that part.
Well, no, that wasn't that one. This was Honcho got a question right. Calaveras told him which blocks to pick for the Hunter's HD Gold. Then the next question, Pickle got the answer right.
Oh, okay. Well, so maybe I didn't see that. Huh. Wow. Yeah, well, I'm proud of Clover. He did. He has done well for himself.
Yeah, and that
Um,
wasn't the only time. I mean, there was people out there helping everybody out the whole time. It was good to see people were telling people where the who may not have been in there the whole time and whatnot, what blocks to pick because from seeing the cards get flipped over, what prizes were where, and people were telling people where which ones to pick, legitimately telling them which squares to pick and stuff. So it was kind of cool to watch them actually helping out each other so that they would win a prize and whatnot.
yeah, that was cool the way he did that. I thought that was pretty cool, man. Yeah, I just went in there basically to congratulate Clover. Five thousand subs. I'm a whole long distance from being even close to that point. So I'll get there eventually. I ain't no rush. I ain't no hurry.
Yeah, I done.
Um,
I took myself out of competition. I was on the panel the whole night. At the
but
end, towards the end, it was just me and Clover on there.
but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have been going for about an hour and 6 minutes. I think I'm going to call this one done. I do appreciate each and every one of you that stopped in tonight to say hello. Patriot in the Dark, it was good to see you out there. Armament and Axes, good to see you. Everybody else, thanks again for stopping by. Mr. Rich, you got anything to plug?
Just be sure to check out our wrestling channel, or wrestling show, rather, not our channel, our wrestling show on this channel Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the next night on Sunday, you can check out This Week Unloaded over on the Unloaded Media channel at 8:30 Eastern.
Yep. Okay, guys, as always, I want to say that if there's anybody out there you want to see me do a one on one interview with, which is the bread and butter of this channel, that's what I mainly want to do. If I ain't got nobody lined up, we just throw links out and let whatever happens. That's fine with me too. We can do that. Just send me an email at theoutlawhatfield.com or gmail.com or ellishatfield@gmail.com. I'll get it either way. And anybody that's got me on Facebook can get a hold of me that way as well. I'm also on Instagram. So the Outlaw Hatfield on Instagram, Ellis Hatfield on Facebook. I'm all over the place. If you need to find me, I'm easy enough guy to find. So anyway, God bless y'all. Take care. Say a prayer for me. My back's hurting. I could use it. I really can. Y'all take care. I love each and every one of you. See you next week. Actually, see you Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be later on this week.